Welcome back. As the fourth game, Marbles, begins, the brutal rules slowly sink in. To survive, you must take all 10 marbles from your partner. No time limit, no physical force, just a cruel game of wits and manipulation. Players finally understand this isn't about strength, it's about betrayal. Ji-Han is paired with the old man. Player 001. The old man seems to have dementia, wandering around lost and confused. Ji-Han, growing frustrated, starts to feel the pressure. Meanwhile, Sang-woo faces Ali in a simple Adorvin game. Ali, trusting Sang-woo completely, quickly starts winning.
Soon.
Ali has almost all of Sang-woo's marbles, leaving him with just one. Sang-woo knows he's about to lose, so he lies. He tells Ali that even if he loses, the guards will let them go. Yet while the trusting Ali is distracted, Sang-woo secretly swaps Ali's pouch of marbles for one filled with stones. When the game ends, Sang-woo hands over the marbles to the guard. Ali, believing he's won and they're both safe, walks away happily. But a moment later, he looks inside his pouch and finds only stones. A gunshot rings out. Ali is eliminated. Ji-Han, desperate to survive, begins to trick the disoriented old man, winning marble after marble. But just as he's about to take the last one, the old man's demeanor changes. He's suddenly sharp, his eyes clear. He reveals he was only pretending to be confused, that he knew Ji-Han was cheating all along. Crushed by guilt, Ji-Han breaks down and tries to give the marbles back. Moved by his remorse, the old man smiles, secretly hands Ji-Han his last marble, and allows him to win. Elsewhere, Sabyok is paired with Ji-Han. Instead of playing the game, they decide to talk. They share stories about their lives, their dreams, their regrets. Ji-young reveals she has no family, no real future to return to. Sabyok, on the other hand, has a little brother waiting for her. In the final seconds, with a quiet smile, Ji-young intentionally loses, sacrificing herself so Sabyok can have a chance to live. As the fourth game concludes, the number of players has dwindled dramatically. That night, a tense silence hangs over the dormitory. Deoksu, the gangster, is shocked to see Mineo, the woman he betrayed in the previous game, is still alive. She appears calm, but her eyes hold a chilling promise of revenge. The fifth game is announced. Players are told to choose a number from 1 to 16. Gi-han hesitates, a feeling of dread washing over him as he has no idea what the numbers signify. He ends up with the last number, 16. They are led to a towering bridge made of glass panels, stretching high above the ground. The rule is simple. Each step forward presents 2 panels. One is tempered glass, strong enough to hold a person. Yes. The other is ordinary glass, which will shatter instantly on impact. They must cross the entire bridge before the timer runs out. The game begins. Players at the front are forced to guess. One wrong step, and they plummet to their death. The sound of shattering glass and terrified screams fills the air. Deoksu, who chose a middle number, eventually finds himself at the front. Paralyzed by fear, he refuses to move, bringing the entire line to a halt as the clock ticks down. That's when Mineo steps forward. She walks up to him, looks him in the eye, and reminds him of his betrayal. Then she wraps her arms around him and throws them both off the bridge. They fall together, her revenge complete. Suddenly, a player who used to work in a glass factory steps up. He can tell the difference between the two types of glass just by looking at them. He starts leading the remaining players safely across. But the front man, watching from above, declares the game unfair and turns off the lights, plunging the bridge into darkness. The glass expert can no longer see the difference. With only seconds left on the clock, Sang-woo, desperate to survive, shoves the man forward onto the next panel. The wrong one. The man falls, but his sacrifice reveals the final safe path. Only 3 survive the glass bridge: Jae-han, Sang-woo, and Sabio. As the bridge explodes behind them, flying shards of glass injure all 3. Sabio is hit the worst, a deep gash in her side. While the game was unfolding, the undercover police officer finally infiltrates the lavish VIP lounge. But one of the masked guests becomes suspicious and demands he take off his mask. Thinking fast, the officer pretends to comply, then knocks the VIP unconscious and escapes. He's chased by the front man to a cliff at the edge of the island. The front man removes his mask, revealing he is the officer's long-lost brother. Before the officer can process the shock, his brother shoots him, and he tumbles into the sea below. Back in the dormitory, a final dinner is served to the 3 remaining players. On the table, alongside the steak, are steak knives. The message is clear. One more person must die before the final game. Jae-han notices Sabayok is bleeding heavily and losing consciousness. He desperately calls for help, but the guards ignore him. While Jae-han is pleading with the guards, Sang-woo seizes the opportunity. He walks over to the weakened Sabayok and silently kills her, now only to remain. The final round, the Squid Game, Jae-han and Sang-woo engage in a brutal, desperate fight in the pouring rain. Jae-han, fueled by rage and grief, finally gains the upper hand and is poised to win.
Ow.
But he can't bring himself to deliver the final blow. He stops, extends a hand to Sang-woo, and invokes a clause to end the game. He wants them to leave together, even with no prize money. Sang-woo stares at him, a flicker of his old self returning. He mutters an apology, then uses the knife to end his own life. Jae-han wins. He's escorted out and given a bank card loaded with the massive prize money. He returns to his neighborhood, but it's too late. He finds his mother has passed away alone. A year passes. Jae-han is a broken man, his hair unkempt, his eyes hollow. He hasn't touched a cent of the money. One night, he receives a card and goes to the designated address. There, lying on a hospital bed, is the old man, player 001. He reveals the ultimate truth. He was the mastermind behind it all. Billionaire bored with life, he created the games for the amusement of himself and his wealthy clients. As he explains his twisted philosophy, he dies peacefully, finding some semblance of purpose. Jae-han takes Sezabiok's younger brother out of the orphanage and leaves him with Sang-woo's mother, along with a suitcase full of cash. Finally gets a haircut, dyes his hair bright red, and books a flight to see his daughter. But at the airport, he sees the same salesman who recruited him, playing the same game with another desperate man. Jae-han snatches the card and calls the number. A voice warns him to forget what he saw and get on the plane. Jae-han hangs up, turns around, and walks away from the gate. His game isn't over yet. If this story moved you, comment your thoughts below. Share this video with friends. Don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Thanks for watching.